lot of times you get a situation where your partner's hands go down to the floor. That's an ideal time for us to lock up a front headlock and then use this as an opportunity for secondary attacks. We have a number of great attacks. One of them is just an easy ankle kick here. You drive, knock your partner down, okay? How to follow up your failed foot sweeps when we're doing jiu-jitsu. So in an ideal world, when we hit a foot sweep, whether it's a weighted foot sweep like Sasai or it's an unweighted foot sweep like Diashi, ideally, you're taking your partner and you're totally knocking them down, okay? In jiu-jitsu, it's not the same as in judo, where if you put your partner's back on the floor, of course, you score, you win, that's the end of it. But the end goal is to take your partner from a standing position, knock them down, whether you're doing it because you want to get the points or you're doing it so that you can land in a dominant position and then start to pass and engage with your partner on your own terms. However, I don't exactly know what the statistics are. We've got to we got to conference Shintaro in to see what he says. But even in judo, the ratio of success is relatively low. We're not talking like 60%. I don't know. I'm not a sports guy. What's a good baseball batting average?
33%.
Yeah, so like 33% is like amazing, right? You're in the Hall of Fame. I don't know. Again, judo. Someone can comment and let us know. But like judo, it's got to be like 10% or 15% or something like that. In jiu-jitsu, it's even lower because you don't have as high a skill level, and then you get all these weird reactions. So all of that brings us to this question: well, what exactly are we supposed to do once we get our partner out of balance? And the number one answer from this side is just look to attack your partner's head. And the reason is because when you off balance somebody, you get an almost universal reaction where your partner's legs go back, their hips go back, and their head comes forward. Sometimes you get a result where their hands go to the mat. So if we're working from an over-under tie here and I hit him with Sasai and I don't put him on his back, a lot of times you get a situation where your partner's hands go down to the floor. Okay, that's great. You can see that his head is much lower than my head. That's an ideal time for us to lock up a front headlock and then use this as an opportunity for secondary attacks. Here is a cradle, okay? But we could just as easily move our body into a position where we can start to strangle, go into guillotines, and a whole bunch of other things from there. Okay, the same thing really for Diashi. Diashi, the reaction is going to be a little bit different. Sometimes you'll have two situations with Diashi. One is you won't connect your partner's feet. Okay, so most common situation in standing position in jiu-jitsu is you'll end up circling your partner, and what you're trying to do is sweep your partner's 2 feet together. You'll end up sweeping this foot in front of your partner's other foot, and then you'll get like an off-balance reaction in this direction. So just step back a little bit. So I'll circle him, and I end up kind of just moving this foot forward, and you get this kind of reaction like this, okay, where like you end up just kind of knocking your partner out that way. So if he doesn't fall, what will happen is you just kind of get this situation. And that's your opportunity. The head comes down slightly, the hips go back slightly, and then you can switch this hand from a post grip on your partner's shoulder to like a collar tie. You're going to bring your partner's head down, and then you can feed directly here into front headlocks. Out of this position, we have a number of great attacks. One of them is just an easy ankle kick here. You drive, knock your partner down, okay? Another good answer out of this position here, Sumigeshi. He makes his body strong. I'm gonna step. We can go 1, 2 and switch our feet, or in this case, I've got his body on my right side, my right leg. We'll take him up and over here, and now from this position, we're in a place where we can start to rise up and look to adjust our arms and finish from here. So ultimately, your failed foot sweeps in many ways are just as good as your successful foot sweeps. When you go to look to attack your partner, always be on the lookout for their reaction. When you go to knock your partner down, you may get a hand on the floor, you may get a stumble reaction. That's an ideal time for you to bang your partner's head down, go into front headlock attacks, either reversals where you can still throw your partner, wrestling reversals where you can grab your partner's ankle or switch to their legs, or submission attacks where you can go in to start to look for guillotines, darces, anacondas, that sort of thing, okay? So hopefully this was helpful for you. You get a good picture of what we want to do from the standing position. If you have questions, let us know. Things we've been up to are down below, links and stuff like that. Thanks so much for watching. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell.